It is so good to see you. I feel as though I have not seen you since we last did a show.
No, in fact, I have not seen you once since we've last done a show. That is the absolute truth.
It's absolutely incredible. We have not had nary a conversation. This is all a complete shock to us to be here together, celebrating all of you in the tent.
Yes, truly, I just logged onto my computer for the AIM, and here I am.
Gwen,
So excited to be here.
what is your AIM screen name?
Oh, my AIM screen name? Oh, goodness. I'm trying to think of a not real one. Because when I made my real one, I was maybe 12 years old. And when you're 12 years old, the decisions you make are interesting. What's the word? Regrettable. Regrettable is the word. Thank you so much. Oh, 100%. I'll tell you that I read that first as cloves, and I thought, what is NYN? I was like, what is? Oh, Laura says mine was La2121. That's fun to say.
Oh, mystical notes. I love that.
So mine was Gwenny Babsy when I was little, but everyone thought it was Gwenny Babesy, and it bothered me. It bothered me so.
They'll never get it. I don't recall my original one, but I had two, and since I have zero creativity, one of them became my Twitter handle. But the reason I had two is because my dear mother didn't understand that when you got an away message, that actually wasn't me communicating back. And so then I would just get repeated angry messages that I had greeted her and then never followed through.
Was your mother on the AIM?
Yes.
Oh. My parents were not on the AIM, but also my parents didn't understand the AIM, I don't think. I hope my parents are watching. I tried to get them to watch the Twitch. Hello, mother, father.
Oh, Lauren Chapa has moved on to talking about the Limited 2. Oh, I see.
Oh, Limited 2. Limited 2, I wished I could have shopped at you, and at the time it was not a place that we went to shop, and I desperately wanted to. Desperate.
I went to the mall very few times, but my biggest recollection of the mall is how I would repeatedly walk by the Cinnabon stand because the Cinnabons smelled so delicious because they were fresh baked. And then at a later, more mature age, I found out that they have a little scent machine that pops out fake Cinnabon scent that goes into your pores and your brain and tells you want a Cinnabon.
Betrayal! Oh, blasphemy!
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
absolutely.
My heart hurts. Auntie Annie, if you ever pull that shit with me, I will be so hurt because I love you. I love you dearly. Oh. This is Janine Kay, who is indeed my mother. Hello, what's the AIM? Dearest mother, it is obsolete now. Cinnabon poisoning the minds of the youths. We're unlocking all sorts of things here today. Oh, more like Cinnabon. Well done, Joseph. Well done.
I do regret now that we have made an email address for the show. If you would like to submit or recommend people to submit or tell us businesses to talk about. And I honestly forget if we put at the beginning or not. So I'll let Gwen share the address. But I really regret not taking the time to figure out if we could make it an AOL name now.
Oh my goodness. I don't know. Keep vamping while I look up the address. It is Great Baking Bash. No the. Look at me. No the.
No
Great Baking Bash. at gmail.com.
Yeah, so if you're interested in submitting a bake, you can contact us there. Or if you'd like to recommend someone, or if there is a business or an organization that you would like us to talk about, email us there. And we were so thrilled this week. Some of our favorite returning bakers are back in the tent.
We're back! Oh, let's check in with our first one, shall we? And guess who it is? None other than Peter Parker himself, our dear friend, Zach.
Featuring his own Mary Jane.
Yes, did we get her name? I'm not sure. We'll have to see.
This week's
Yes.
theme is Taste Like Home, and I mentioned that to my girlfriend, and she said that I had to make her childhood favorite dessert. If I can make anything by myself, it's this recipe from the Disney's Family Cookbook. So we're gonna be making a mud pie. This is the description says, when your kids tire of making real mud pies, serve them slices of edible mud. So what you need to make this are one baked chocolate cookie crumb crust, which is this brownie butter,
Great apron.
ice cream. We have some fudge. So we have whipped cream. Newman's Own. Step one is open this.
Chapa.
He is a doctor, so you heard it here first. Mud is edible.
That's pretty
This is
cool.
a little ASMR with the opening of the
Mudabon. Mmm.
Very soft.
Yeah, it's soft.
Okay. Doesn't
Oh. This is very soothing.
microwave.
No, it's definitely soft.
And why was it so hard for you to get out?
It's not that hard. I think this is working really well.
Dude,
this commentary rivals one Rob Mulligan
Okay.
and the quarantine kitchen.
Oh,
Yes.
we got some ice cream on there. So I feel like that's not what it's supposed to look like.
no, it's not. You're supposed to be able to smooth it out because you should have microwaved the ice cream, but you didn't listen to me. No, yeah, now you're ruining the whole crust.
Oh no.
Kitchen.
Anna's
Kitchen in the kitchen.
She said the only way you can mess this up is by messing up the crust.
Oh no.
Figure out how to fit it in the
Yeah, it's
freezer.
actually a pretty full freezer.
Oh, they didn't plan.
Okay.
Phew. Phew.
Just getting stuck on the spatula.
Oh, yeah, stop.
Ooh. That looks very full.
There's a lot of steps to this.
There are. Kudos on the persistence.
Flatter now because
You know, they say the couple that goes through a multi-step frozen dessert process together is the couple that stays together.
Yes, unless your multi-step frozen dessert does not stay together. In that case, it's questionable.
the remaining ice cream, the whipped cream, and cookie crumbs. Then freeze for at least 3 hours. Do you realize you have to freeze this for 3 hours?
I'm going to eat it before 3 hours.
Okay. Wow, this is
Playing with fire.
It's just a smoothie.
So there's a secondary ice cream?
2 ice creams.
Just pour it on there. What are you doing?
What, all of it?
Yeah.
You want to put this entire container of ice
This is so bold.
It is.
That's-
Now, I have to say,
Oh
they
my
are arguing, and yet you notice that Zach did take the advice this time around,
God.
loosening the ice cream.
Wow.
Oh, well, I don't know about you, but the tension is certainly mounting in that kitchen,
Yes.
much like the ice cream pile itself.
Yes, as it rises. We've gotten a lot of different genres from Zach's work. We've had horror, we've had documentary, and this seemed very slice, no pun intended, of life. It was almost an Arthur Miller play.
Oh, just opening up that fourth wall of the freezer and welcoming us in.
Yes, absolutely. The death of a pie man? No, the pie man cometh. It's got to be something. There's something there. There's something here. Thank you so much, Cappy Fear. Listen closely. It goes in and out on a moment. Cat on a hot tin pie. Oh, that would be a tragedy because it is ice cream. So hot tin, big mess. Big mess.
You know, speaking of Cappy, Matt Fear is one of the co-hosts of Hello World with, of course, Chloe. And tomorrow is a really big day for them. Their guests are their moms. Both
Oh,
of
how
them.
lovely.
Yeah, so for those of you that have not seen Hello World, it's this absolute delight. Every Monday morning at 9 a.m. You can all get there. You can all wake up. But they generally have guests and chat about things. Chloe has a craft, which is always a delight. Mama Fear is very excited, according
Yes.
to Captain Fear.
I'm so excited to see it. We here love our moms. Shout out again to my mother. Hello, Janine. So I'm excited to watch that. I love Matt and Chloe. They are so lovely. It's a great way to start your week. And you know who else is perpetually lovely?
I have a feeling it starts with a L and ends with an Orin.
Yes, it's Lauren Chapman.
Oh, she's back in the tent.
Back in the tent. Let's check in with the Chapmans.
Hi, I'm Lauren, and today we're going to make chocolate chip banana muffins. I feel like this is a very homey recipe. We didn't really make anything like this in my home growing up. We did have chocolate cake, and this is a chocolate base, and everyone likes bananas, so chocolate chip banana muffins. I think it's going to be really great. For this, we will need brown sugar, cocoa powder, flour, sugar, chocolate chips, banana, 3 exactly, vanilla, baking soda, salt, an egg, sour cream, and butter.
Sour cream.
Yes,
The thing we're going to do is combine our sugar, so both
my
brown
favorite apron.
sugar with our butter and honey.
Yes, Quarantine Action Wrestling. Lauren really takes mise en place to heart.
Yes. Now, Julie, I have to point out, we're always talking about coordination with Lauren. She has an inverse polka dot on the back wall of her shirt.
Being a little bit too much, you need to mash them to be about a cup. And it recommended 3 bananas, but I don't know. This looks like it'll be more than a cup to me.
I don't know if you could see that, but there's a polka dot navy and white thing on the back, and she is wearing a navy with white polka dots. Mind blown.
Beautiful.
This looks like a cup to me.
So specific.
So I only
Good eye.
bananas. This banana gets one. So we have our
Well done, Lauren. Well done.
cream. So now we're going to add in our bananas, our sour cream, our vanilla, and our egg.
You know, it's interesting to me the difference between mayonnaise and sour cream. They seem estranged cousins, or maybe parent-trap twins. Two Lindsay Lohans, if you will.
Our dry ingredients.
Now it just looks like a chemistry experiment. I love it.
Good mix. Just a warning: cocoa powder goes like everywhere. I knew that, but I wasn't really paying attention, so I did get it like all over my mixer and had to wipe it down.
This is the first mess we've had from Lauren.
Good. I am a huge believer in adding sour cream to like cake mixes, and this is essentially a cake mix.
Quarantine Action Wrestling.
I am going to add a tiny bit more.
Is this your first time in the tent? Because buckle up.
Look,
Yes, we're also going to get back to you on this. Look at that.
so batter's good. We're going to start putting it into our cupcake tins. So the original recipes I found for this kind of a dessert or like snack or whatever you would consider a chocolate banana bread as thing.
Anytime. It's an anytime food.
And I wanted to do little like muffins or cupcakes. So I'm putting little cupcake wrappers in the first tin. And the second one I think I'm gonna go without just to see the difference.
Oh, I'm so intrigued. I always put little liners in because I don't want to clean. But I have also found silicone liners.
Ooh,
So chocolatey.
so chocolatey. I've been enjoying silicone products. I got some sandwich bags.
Chocolate.
I'm using the silicone.
Whereas I'm making more
Anything reusable, I'm a big fan of.
Big fan.
call it. So the original recipe said to put them in for 70 minutes. And I want to check on them. I'm truly going to check on them after 15, but like maybe
Yes.
20 minutes or so will be good.
Yes.
We'll figure it out.
Well done, Lauren. Well done. Good call.
You guys are done. They were only in the oven about 20 minutes. And the recommended time, as I mentioned before, was 70 minutes to like cool. Something else is the ones in the little wraps do look much cuter than the ones without them. But other than that, they look really good, and I'm excited to try one.
Here it is. Oh, yes.
They're really good. Yeah. It's like a chocolate muffin, honestly. I wonder. I could have probably added more banana if I wanted.
I love how she just immediately starts thinking about how can I make this even better? How can I improve
Great.
upon perfection?
I'm really happy about these. They were chocolate banana muffins or chocolate banana bread cupcakes, whatever you'd like to call it. There's a lot of chocolate here. 2 large bananas that were mashed, and many other ingredients that normally go into a cupcake or a bread mix. Yay! Bye, everyone.
Bye, Lauren. Oh, no, Dan, but we got extra. We got to see insight into Lauren's baking process, which I loved. She made some executive decisions, truly pro moves.
And I'm just continually so fascinated by the addition of sour cream. I've heard of using applesauce as a substitute for oil, and I absolutely love that. But the sour cream is really something special, I think.
It is. And what I have to admit to you, Julie, Lauren dropped off some of those muffins at my house, and they were perfection.
When I didn't know that this revelation would happen here, but
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I am the Cinnabon of friends.
when
Just a betrayer.
Lauren also dropped off the muffin cupcakes for me to try as well, and frankly, in full transparency, there's a reason we can no longer award people Star Baker. You're all Star Bakers in our minds, but also it's just not fair to only taste one. We would have to taste all of the bakes, which I'm frankly willing to do, but I don't want to put that upon anyone. So
Yes.
we'll simply make the sacrifice of not judging.
Julie,
Gwen,
I can't tell if our friendship has been further bonded or torn apart
Well,
by this web of lies we've woven.
I certainly hope closer. I didn't realize I was weaving a lie. I was simply leaving out the truth.
Lies of omission, Julie. Lies of omission. Oh, well, we're both terrible. Maybe we can be terrible together?
Or improved by other people.
Yes, one can only hope.
Speaking of people that are doing good in this world, 2MB, tomorrow night at 7 p.m., they have their Imperial Court fundraiser for AIDS walk. So they say, join us for a once-in-a-lifetime show hosted by the Imperial Court on Monday, August 24th from 7 to 8 p.m. All proceeds benefit the AIDS Walk and Run 2020. And the suggested donation is $15 to attend. Anastasia Coverbottom, Melinda Wilson, Serenity Jones, Werner Turbulence are all confirmed and ready to dazzle you for a good cause. 2MB Studios will be hosting a team in this year's AIDS Walk and Run, so stay tuned for details.
Yes. Now, Julie, speaking of things that we're watching, we've been watching a lot on 2MB Studios. I personally am a big fan of Quarantine Action Wrestling. Hello, Quarantine Action Wrestling in the comments. If you would like to see more of my accent going in and out, you can check out Quarantine Action Wrestling on Thursday.
It's quite a thrill. I happen to know someone that won one of the pay-per-views early in the season. I found out they won the pay-per-view because I was actually asleep, and all of a sudden, the individual Road Dogg started screaming, "I won," and woke me up.
It's a very exciting thing when you win a match. I wouldn't know, but my friend Payne Austin has told me it's very exciting. Now, you've been watching something not on Twitch. Are there things to watch not on Twitch? I don't know. You'll have to tell me. Tell me all about it.
Oh, yes. So what we're watching, who we're following, and what we're reading will get better. So I'm watching Taste the Nation with Padma Lakshmi. And so we know her from Top Chef, of course. She's also an award-winning cookbook author. But she is hosting and executive producing this show. It's on Hulu, if you have it, or just get a password from someone you know. And she's journeying across America and exploring the rich and diverse culture, the immigrant groups, and people who have heavily shaped what American food is today. Because I assure you all, it is more than McDonald's. Although McDonald's is so fantastic at like 1 a.m. on the way back from a show, and like all you've had is some beers.
Fries. Oh, McNuggets. I know they are truly an abomination in the world, chicken nuggets, and yet they are my true love.
Well, my true love might be this show. And it really is quite lovely. Padma is breaking bread with Americans across the nation, from indigenous communities to recent immigrant arrivals, and really uncovering the roots and the relationship between our food, our humanity, and of course, our history. It has been so fascinating to me. I have learned so much. And I have also made some of the restaurants. I've made restaurants at her recommendation. I've made some of the recipes, and they really are quite delicious. So I highly recommend watching that show. And when? Who are you following?
Well, I've been following a fantastic artist, Nail the Cocktail, on Instagram. Fantastic. Gives cocktail recipes that are both beautiful and delicious, and also extremely thoughtful. Uses it to bring awareness and promote causes that are super important. As well as now is partnering with different people to bring you cocktails. Bring them to you. So they come right to you. So check out Nail the Cocktail. Also, the nail art. The nail art belongs in a museum. It does. It simply does. And anyone who's ever tried to paint on a nail knows that it is above and beyond if you can do the bare minimum. So
I can't even paint on a board, so...
Yes, my hat is off to Nail the Cocktail. And today I have made one of their recipes. This is a strawberry basil lime cocktail. It is delicious. It is made with lime juice, some muddled strawberries, some basil, which you might be able to see. Oh, there's a little bit of it. Some tequila and some soda water. And it's so good. But you'll notice I'm already a little bit in, so I'm going to have to keep topping myself off. There we go. Better. There we are.
Cheers to you, Gwen.
Cheers to me. that is who I am following, and you should as well.
Absolutely. And in addition to that, what we're reading. So this week I wanted to share the cookbook, The Feast of Fiction Kitchen. These are recipes inspired by TV, movies, games, even books. So it's like a book inception. And this is by Jimmy Wong and Ashley Adams. They also have an Instagram that you can follow. And I did test one of the recipes this weekend. I made the giant oatmeal cream pie. I actually, did you spill it on yourself?
No,
What is
I'm going to tell you this in graphic detail, and I'm so sorry. I opened my mouth in shock, remembering the photo you sent me of what you're about to say, and my saliva gland rocketed spit out of my mouth like a cannon. Yes, it was violent. So that is what happened. Anyways, continue.
I think I just laughed so hard I cracked my own back. Gwen is right. I did take a photo of said giant oatmeal cream pie. It was delicious. It contained approximately 400 tons of sugar. So I was very excitable last night, followed very quickly by the desire to immediately go to bed.
Yes. Now, Julie, if one were to want to see more about this book and that beautiful picture you took of your bake, where could one go?
Well, they could go to Instagram and go follow the Feast of Fiction Kitchen to learn all about their cookbook. If you want to see the photo, which I think is not very exciting at all, however, if you're interested in the photo, you can follow bookstore_gal on Instagram as well, and that's where I'll share the information about the books. Oh, our tech has gotten so millennial and exciting. Look,
Yes,
Bookstore Gal on Insta.
A very Gen Z of you, Tech. Julie is a bookstore_gal. Bookstore_gal. We did it on Insta. And fantastic, does a wonderful job reviewing all sorts of books. And I will tell you that I have never told Julie this. This is a whole episode of secrets, is it not?
Apparently.
I have never told Julie this, but Julie posted a book on Instagram, which I then downloaded and have been reading, and it is fantastic. And it's recommendations like that I need in my life, and I trust bookstore_gal to give them to me. The book was called, oh goodness, can I remember it? Probably not. Mrs. They write letters to each other.
Mrs. Doubtfire.
No, not Mrs. Doubtfire. There are no letters there. Just good, wholesome family fun and outdated thoughts.
You're making it so easy.
It's the one where they write
Dear Mrs. Bird by A.J. Pierce.
She writes advice letters back to women during the war. Which war? They call it the war, but now there are so many. That's neither here nor there. Anyways, follow Bookstore Gal.
I don't want us to miss the fact that the tech, I think, attempted to write whatevs, but instead wrote whateves. So I'm so sorry. Our tech has outed themselves. They are not nearly as cool as they may think they are.
Or maybe
that was not available. So
maybe they're ahead of the curve.
You get what you don't pay for, frankly.
Yes, I wouldn't know. I've fallen out of the zeitgeist.
I can hear the tech furiously typing behind me. What eves? What elves? Who knows? All right,
first base.
Let's get this train back on track. So I was just looking at the next thing to promote for 2MB Studios because we got an entire sheet of all the exciting things this week. And ironically, the next thing is an episode called The Alphabet Draft. And that's from The Boy Detectives Present The Alphabet Draft. Hopefully there will be a subplot in which they tell us how the tech can spell whatevs.
Yes.
And Cappy Fear, I asked for it and I wanted this. I will promote every single show on this sheet, and I'm so excited because they're all so interesting, just like Interesting Points, which will also be on Tuesday at 9 p.m. This week's guests are Marissa Farmer, Chloe Kuna, Lloyd Legacy Sharp, Dan Martin, and MNav.
Look at that segue. Look at you, Julie. Look at you. I kept my tongue when I opened my mouth down, so I didn't spit cannon this time. All right. Now, we have someone here who is one of my favorite people, even though they have ruined a food group for me. We have
I didn't realize that it was an entire food group.
Cappy Fear, you don't know what so much tequila is.
Folks, you've all been waiting for this moment so patiently. We are absolutely thrilled to return everyone's favorite mayonnaise back to the tent, Kat!
Kat!
Hello, Gwen and Julie. It is so wonderful to be back in the tent. Loaf and I are so excited to be here.
Kat, we're so excited to have you. We've missed you so much.
Oh, I've missed you both too, and I am sorry to hear that I've ruined an entire food group for you, but I do want to say mayonnaise is its own food group. I agree with
that. I now recognize that, Kat.
There's just so many ways we can use it, as we've seen in the past and we will continue to see in the future.
I find that questionable, but nonetheless, I'm ready to believe you.
So for this week, the Taste Like Home theme reminded me of the very first week that I came on the show and made a parfait for you all. So I wanted to honor that and make another parfait for the first show for our new time slot and our new channel.
Oh, Kat, how wonderful. You know, there's actually an unwritten rule for bakers that every ingredient you use for a ceremonial parfait cannot be repeated should you make an additional ceremonial parfait. So I suppose we'll just have to go sans mayonnaise.
Well, I will leave that up to the next few minutes and we'll have to see if that holds true or not.
It's not chugging if you have a straw. Or later. It's not chugging.
So, what do you have for us?
Well, firstly, I have a nice tall thin glass this time because I want to really play with the number of layers. Last time, only able to get maybe 3 or 4 layers, but this time I'm looking to get up to 8 potentially. We'll see how many we can fit in. But the 2 main layers for the parfait are inspired by you, Gwen and Julie. So let's do Julie's layer first. This is chocolate chia pudding. Now I chose this for you, Julie, because of a certain encounter with Bob Ross and Finger Puppet Charles Dickens. And that reminded me of the viral Bob Ross Chia Pet head that was probably you can still buy, actually. So that's where the chia pudding came into play. It's very simple to make, at least my way of doing it. It's 4 tablespoons of chia seeds and 1 cup of liquid of choice. For me, I chose chocolate milk because then it's a 2-ingredient chocolate chia pudding.
I love that so much. And, you know, I'm a big fan of texture. So I actually really, really like chia pudding.
That is so encouraging to hear that I made a good choice for your inspired tier.
Yes, and I want to take the moment to just say that we all deeply miss. Someone has asked, whatever happened to Finger Puppet Charles Dickens? Oh, I love this. Julie's video is catching up with us. And we all deeply miss Finger Puppet Charles Dickens and even Bob Ross. So thank you for paying tribute to him, Kat.
I do miss Bob Ross as the individual. I'm not sure I miss the video of the trees that would play on occasion on the Finger Puppet Charles Dickens show. But with that, we're going to transition to Gwen's layer. So Gwen, I've taken some improv classes with you, and they've been very fun. And you've mentioned on occasion going on the woo-woo train. And that's
the woo-woo train.
Captain of the woo-woo train. And so that reminded me of just going bananas on the woo-woo train. That was sort of the phrase that inspired me. So this is the strawberry banana layer for you.
Well, I have strawberries.
Unfortunately, there's no tequila in this.
It's okay, but no one can have more tequila than this.
Give her time. She'll find it.
I'll let, so the base for this is simply about a cup of frozen strawberries, a banana, and then again, a liquid of choice. It could be tequila or it could be milk. I chose milk. So now for the assembly portion of it, I'm going to pull out some spatulas and we're going to just dive right in and get started. Now, after the first layer, this is where I hope I have enough of both of these layers to get enough height, but the layer that's why I chose a tall, thin glass here. But in order to make sure I achieve the height and to have a layer inspired by me, myself, and Loaf, I think you cannot expect mayonnaise as the layer. So I'm going to be interspersing mayonnaise in between each of the Gwen and Julie layers.
Mayonnaise between us?
Mayonnaise brings you together because we're all brought together as one family here on the baking show.
I'm just so emotionally torn right now because you have set this up that the mayonnaise represents you, and what sort of monsters would we be if we didn't want to see the mayo? But I can hear it coming out.
You know, it's, again, the ASMR is very strong with this show. So I'll maybe even lean a little closer in next time. Let's see. Oh, we're really going to get this pudding in. We're losing a little bit of the visuals, but I'm sure the taste will still be excellent. Oh, don't worry. There's still enough mayonnaise left. And we'll fill it up top here.
How did it get to the top so fast?
We'll bring it up nice and close, clean up the edges.
Oh, it looks like a Neapolitan ice cream, but made of lies.
If I use my imagination, I can just imagine it's vanilla pudding.
You know, Julie, I have a fear of snakes, and sometimes when I see a photo of a snake's head, I imagine it has legs. I think this is the same thing. Imagine it's ice cream.
Are you going to drink it?
I am. I'm going to try it from a straw, but because of the different consistencies, I might have to go with a spoon, but we'll have to see.
Oh! Maybe you can just move the straw to the right layer.
No, I want to make sure all the flavors meld together. So we're just going to go with the spoon I have so handily tucked in my pocket.
That's a very large spoon. Do you want to use maybe like a baby spoon, like one of the ones shaped like a tiny little leaf, so you just get like there's flavor there. Oh no.
Oh no. Oh.
You know, the mayonnaise really adds the creamy texture in between the two layers, really merging all of the flavors. So see that big glop of mayonnaise in the end there?
you know, 2MB Studios is a Twitch channel that weekly has shows about 69 minutes and jackboxing and all sorts of things that borderline inappropriate. And this may be the first time a show gets pulled. And it
Yes.
could be because of Mayo.
We've gone
Still
too far.
going. She's still going.
I've made it through the first 3 layers, and I'm just gonna keep going. All aboard the woo-woo train, right, Gwen?
Do not besmirch the good name of the woo train.
She's used your words against you.
Oh,
Here's the real web of lies. You brought this upon us, Gwen. You.
I've done no such thing. We're falling apart here in the tent. Oh, goodness.
Kat, you are halfway through. Are you going to eat the whole thing? I mean, it clearly states in the rules that you just have to taste your bake. And you taste it. We've all experienced you. Oh my, Quarantine Action Wrestling.
Oh.
Looks like Loaf and I have a new fan.
This show just took a turn.
It did. I'm excited to see the courtship happen between Quarantine Action Wrestling and the mayonnaise channel of Loaf and Cat. Burn the tent, burn it. Doc Chapper. I know that you're not a fireman, you're a doctor, but still, safety first, Doc Chapper. Safety first.
Well, we all know from our previous show that mayonnaise is a good ignition fuel.
Yes,
So-
for those of you that are new to the tent, Kat also has the distinction of starting the first and what is hopefully the last fire on our baking show. Oh, look at this. There's a recipe. How gorgeous.
Yes, I have this recipe card that I'll post wherever the link to this show is posted, whether on the 2MB Studios Facebook page or the Gwen and Julie Comedy Facebook page, so that you can recreate my mayonnaise recipe of the month with modifications if you really wanted to. But I do recommend following the instructions, especially number 3 for
Yeah.
this one.
This right here, I'm taking off my promo crown and
Yes.
I'm giving it to you for that segue.
Cat, the way to our heart is truly through our promos. So we forgive you all your sins. Thank you so much. Look at that branding. Our crown is off to you, Kit.
Now I am going to just take it back for a moment, because when we're talking about branding and promos, we would be quite simply lost without Rachel Jane Andelman, who is of course responsible for all of that for 2MB Studios. And Rachel has her own show on Wednesdays at 9 p.m. Honorable Mentions with Rachel Jane Andelman. And the tag is Twitter is a scary place. Let Rachel show you how to make it less or more scary.
And I can attest that I was taught to use Twitter by Rachel Jane Endelman. And I was very scared of Twitter. And now I am part of the scariness that is Twitter.
As someone who is literally using her high school AOL Instant Messenger name for her Twitter handle, I feel like I could probably learn a lot from Rachel.
Well, you can do so on Wednesday. Kat, thank you so much for coming in. We love you. We love Loaf. We love your creations. They challenge us and we adore them.
Thank you both for having me. Again, as always, it's wonderful seeing you, and I am very excited to be back next month.
And we are so thrilled to have you, as always. We have missed you dearly. A round of applause from Quarantine Action Wrestling. I'm assuming that's directly for you, Kat.
Excellent. Now, there's another thing about our show that we have been missing, and guess what? It's Beck, like Britney, or Backstreet. So we are back with, is it a bake? Is it a dessert? That is our question today, dear reader. Is it a dessert? And we shall find out by quizzing our dear beloved Julie.
I've got such a great record with this.
I've had to dig pretty deep. We're getting pretty far into the lists of things. My glass is empty. I have a little more. So we'll just do that if we can. Cheers. All right. Oh, hold on. Okay. Back in. So we're going to put out some questions and see what is and what is not a dessert. Play along in the comments if you like. First one, Julie. A beaver tail. Or an apple bun. A beaver tail or an apple bun.
This feels very straightforward. It feels like I should say an apple bun because that feels very normal. And my assumption is that it's probably a beaver tail.
Indeed it is, Julie. Yes, we were trying to be tricky. This is a beaver tail. You can see the tiny picture of it that I sent. It is a beaver tail, is a fried dough from Canada with cinnamon and sugar. And honestly, it sounds so good right now. Oh,
Excuse me, can the Canadians do anything wrong?
it sounds so good. It sounds so good. Apple bun jeans indeed, crispy boy. Apple bun is this. That is an apple bun. How precious.
I'm sorry, is the apple bun the outfit for your rabbit?
It's a bun dressed as an apple.
Oh, a bunny.
Yes, bun is the conventional shorthand for bunny. I know I've ingested a lot, but even I know that.
Is that real? I've literally never heard that.
Tell us in the comments, have you heard bunnies called buns? Because I have, but maybe I'm wrong. Who knows?
I'm not Australia, so who knows?
Who knows? What's real? Life is a simulation. Let's continue.
Apple buns are rampant in Virginia. That's literally where I grew up.
Excellent.
We are being torn apart today.
We are on to our next question. Our next question, Julie. An Irish pasty or a Dutch letter. Is it a dessert?
All right, so a Cornish pasty is real, and also pasties are real. What was it? What was the second one?
An Irish pasty or a Dutch letter.
All right. No. For a moment. I thought Rupert Green is a redhead. Is she going to put him up for Irish pasty? And I felt like that was a real stretch. All right. The other one. The Dutch bottom.
Dutch letter?
Yes, that one.
A Dutch bottom is something very different. Yes. I don't have a joke for that. Something about don't eat it. Fantastic. The Dutch letter is in fact a pastry, and it is this. It is a S-shaped crunchy pastry filled with an almond filling. And we don't have a photo for this. I'm sorry, but you don't get one. But an Irish pasty is simply me at the beach. That's what that is.
Almond filling is highly underrated, for the record.
Yes, it is. Marzipan, num num nums. Are you ready, Julie?
Yes.
accent is getting away from me. A Hadouken or a Hadouken?
All right.
Is it a dessert?
Hello, would you like this Hadouken or this Hadouken? Hadouken rolls off the tongue easier. I'm not even sure that's one of the options you gave me, so we'll go with the first one.
Julie, you are nailing this. Yes! A Hadouken is a hard, thin gingerbread.
How is that not the beaver tail?
Yeah, I know. Honestly, Canadians, you missed the boat. It sounds delicious, but this is clearly the beaver tail. Although, you know what? I've never seen a live beaver. Now that I think of it.
You've only seen them dead?
Oh, I thought you were going to say you've only seen depictions of beavers, and that was enough, but you said dead.
The opposite of live is dead.
Is it? I don't know. Do cartoons have souls? Tell us in the chat.
I feel like the vapors of the tequila are coming through the screen and I am absorbing them.
No, never. All aboard the woo-woo train. A Hadouken is, of course, this.
Hadouken! Oh, that's
Hadouken!
familiar.
Yes, pronounced a little bit differently, just because that would be too easy. It would be too easy. But yes, beautiful. We have 4 more, Julie, and you are nailing this. You are nailing it.
This is a first.
This is a first. Let's see how long it lasts. Julie, a lady's navel or a sailor's eyeball. Is it a dessert? Is it?
I have fallen for this before because there was the one that was the nun's teat, and I thought, surely it's not a nun's teat. So I will not fall for this again. It is the lady's navel.
Julie, you are killing this. Yes. It is a lady's navel. And just like my little navel, it is covered in green stuff for no apparent reason. I've not figured that out.
Is it pistachio?
Is it what?
Pistachio?
Pistachio? Not on my navel, but perhaps on the pastry. So the lady's navel is a sweet pastry from Turkey. It's fried into little donut shapes. Yes. So that we've got pesto on donuts. No, the pesto is what's on my navel, Quarantine Action Wrestling. It's made of basil. And a sailor's eyeball is this, which is a type of algae in the sea. And I just want to say, I know this is a different show from the other shows that I do. But I have to make the point, being who I am, that it's some patriarchal bullshit that a donut is called a lady's navel, very sexualized, and what should clearly be a sailor's testicles are called a sailor's eyeball. All right, let's be real. There's nothing resembling an eyeball about that unified, colored, double, slimy thing. It's clearly a testicle.
I will accept that.
Yes. How do I find these? Copious amounts of research. In fact, I'm running low. So if you happen to have a weird dessert that we have not featured yet, if your family makes something strange, please, dear God, send it to our email, greatbakingbash@gmail.com.
And don't worry, I don't check the email, so you don't have to worry about me seeing it.
Yes. All right, Julie, you're doing so well.
There's no the.
Can we make it perfect?
I think our tech is putting the wrong email address up.
No.
There's no the. We've been through this. We've been through it. There's no the.
No, we've been had. Read the rest of the dress.
Oh, at AOL. Oh, because of AIM. I see. The patriarchy runs deep. Fantastic. Next question. Julie, a sad cake or a sad girl? Is it a dessert?
If I find out that a sad cake is something that has existed throughout my lifetime of breakups and no one shared that with me, I'm going to be enraged. So I am going to say a sad girl and hope that it's a cute little pasty.
Oh, Julie, you know what? I'm still going to count this as a win because I think your streak lasted longer than it ever has. And now you have room to grow. Loaf the Wonder Bread did call it, in fact, a sad cake is this. It does look sad. You would cut this up into little squares. It's like a small fallen sponge cake with currants and raisins, and it would go in lunch boxes. It sounds like a reminder that your life is a little sad when I read the history of it. That you would take it out and eat it basically to just get you through the rest of your working day. Very sad cake. A sad girl, Loaf, is this. Is it a plug? Yes, it is. A Sad Girl Songs is in fact my show of music, and we're coming out hopefully next month with an album of it. Thank you so much, Cappy Fear. And meanwhile, we're posting occasionally every now and then videos from the before times of live performances, so you can check those out on the YouTubes.
And
And
that is so fantastic.
you know where you'll be able to find those links, Julie. Gwen and Julie comedy.
You're killing the promo game. I'd give you my crown, but I gave it to Kat.
I'll imagine. I've already got a conductor's hat on, so I'd have to wear it on top of it.
There you go. There you go. Speaking of imagine, I cannot possibly imagine how things will end with this mud cake. I mean, how many layers remain? The tension is mounting. What will we find out next?
Let's go back to Zach, and we'll come back for the finale of your quiz. Let's check
there's
in.
one more.
Oh, there's more. Let's check in with Zach though. Zach is if you remember, in the middle of multi-layer freezing.
So gross. Like it's just a.
I mean, maybe take the chunk out.
Don't take the chunk out. Leave the chunk.
Oh, I'm anti-chunk.
Just too much.
My dad, whenever he would order a milkshake, he would ask them to put the bowl in. Like, they can put another scoop in. Is that a thing? Or does my dad just like ice cream and milkshakes?
Put it in the freezer.
I've never heard that term.
You almost spilled, but it didn't.
It's like buns.
It's true. That's true. Maybe it's common. Oh, more ASMR.
By the way.
There's some questionable Oreo sandwich cake cookie opening there.
Yeah, sure.
Lauren Chapa says, I have a horrific story about a milkshake, which I have to say I want to hear. I must hear.
Maybe don't do it on the
I
stove.
got stuck. Okay, I don't think he had filmed me doing all of this.
Oh, I
Like,
think
it's
we
so
do.
everything.
Well,
We should have bought Cool Whip. I don't know. You don't mess with something good.
Must be what it felt like to be on the Titanic.
Just overflow again.
you know, they mentioned the musicians on the Titanic, but not enough people mention the pastries on the Titanic.
It's such a disaster. Dripping, you don't want it to drip into the freezer.
Oh, what do we do?
We need to put it in saran wrap.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, tension.
Oh, that's pretty smart.
What?
Onto a baking sheet.
We
You know
want to get to see what she looks like.
I'm rooting for these two. They're going to
Oh, it spilled everywhere.
Oh no!
Last
We're
time.
too rooted for them.
No, we should clean it off right
No,
now.
we need to clean it off when it's done. It's making too much of a mess.
Yeah, exactly. We need to clean it.
No, Bob.
No,
That is a lot of ice cream. I want to live in this house.
It'll stop making a mess if we
What's happening with those popsicles on the floor?
the mess is also going to harden.
Let's see what happened to this monstrosity.
Doc Chappa is saying, listen to Good Stuff, Rob Mulligan's Oreo podcast, and I second that.
Oh, Rob Mulligan, everyone's favorite commentator.
Yes.
Gonna try it.
Why a spoonful and not a slice, Zach?
I don't think that was in there for 3 hours.
I
It
don't
looks
think.
delicious.
It really tastes the fudge.
How are you gonna cut this out?
What do you mean, how am I gonna cut this?
Our whole conversation.
I'm gonna edit it out in iMovie.
Oh, I feel like that was a long joke for a perfect punchline.
That was absolutely fantastic. That looks so delicious. Zach, we are so glad that you are back here in the tent. I mean, honestly, when we are so lucky to have so many people returning to the tent to talk about things they are passionate about, just like Ken Brees. Because on Tuesdays at 10 p.m., he has Jock My Memory, which is a 30 to 45-minute podcast where the host asks the interview subject a series of questions about their relationships with sports. It's basically us, but with a different host and a different format, and the subject is sports.
Yes. So if that is your cup of tea, cup of sports Gatorade, then go there. Watch that. It'll be fantastic. Let's talk about, I've learned so much from Julie, but one of the things I learned this week is there's someone who I have not been giving enough credit to in the media. Someone who I maybe judged by their tacky 2000s cover, and I should not have. They have frosted tips.
I don't think the tech knows to share the slide.
Oh yes, the slide now. I'm so sorry. It's been a long drink.
So so we love featuring organizations and groups that are doing good in the world, and one that we wanted to highlight this week was the National Restaurant Association, and in partnership with Guy Fieri, they raised $21.5 million to go to companies and individuals in the restaurant industry who were out of work or closed as a result of COVID-19. And as these restaurants are reopening and people are going back to work, they are now shifting to really having an educational foundation and supporting others. So please visit their website, rerf.us. They have several infographics, which if anyone knows me, I'm a huge fan of infographics, but it breaks down who the donations went to. And it's really great to see the good work that people are capable of despite their frosted tips.
Yes, in spite of their frosted tips. And you know what? This is a lesson to us all. Don't judge someone by their frosted tips. Now, I do want to mention very briefly that it is a very important time in Massachusetts. It's time to go vote. So make sure you make your plan to go do so. Julie and I were both saying we're going to go drop off our ballots at the ballot boxes this week. Early voting is starting up. Make sure that you get your chance, participate, do so safely, however you feel is safe, and do vote. With that said, Julie, we have 2 more questions that I know are boggling the mind. Julie, a fat rascal or a fat rascal, is it a dessert? We're going on this.
This feels like a trick question, but I'm going to tentatively say a fat rascal.
Yes, Julie. a fat rascal is a dessert. It is this. It is a scone. They're so small. I'm so sorry. This is my fault. It is not our tech. I should know better. I don't know better. It's a scone, and as you can see, it has
Can you see it?
well, you can imagine in your mind's eye that it has cherries and 3 almonds, and it looks like a little face for some reason. I don't know. It's very upsetting. However, this is also a fat rascal. And also, this.
Wait a minute. That's my
Julie's
cat.
cat. That's Julie's.
That's my cat on my side of the bed yet again.
Yes, he's a rascal. That is Julie's cat, Jason, who you can hear more about as we answer some questions that no one asked us about on our new podcast. One of a few things coming out for us since you didn't ask us. Is it a plug?
Yes.
Yes, it is.
We absolutely love sharing unsolicited advice. So be sure to listen.
Our first episode is for anyone who has or does not have a cat. So if you fall into one of those groups, listen to our podcast.
I'm going to personally send you another bottle of tequila before our next episode.
That's good because this one is empty. Julie, I have one more question for you. Hot love or hot sex? Is it a dessert?
Oh, this might be the one that breaks me.
I mean, to be fair, I think sad cake and sad girl broke you, but I think you were just overthinking it. You were being too kind.
Hot love, because maybe it's a play on lava and it's a lava cake.
Ooh, so that's a fun reasoning. That's not the reason, but it is true. Claps, 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 claps. This is called
good.
hot. It's so good. Julie, it's so good. If I could have it in front of me right now, I would be eating it. It's called Heiße Liebe, which is German for hot love. It is vanilla ice cream with a hot raspberry sauce. If you haven't done this, go do it now. What are you waiting for? It's so good. It's so good. However, Julie,
Are we going to get flagged by Twitch for the next photo?
there is such a thing as hot sex, Julie. And this is what it is. Look at that man. Look at that smolder.
I knew you would find a way to bring him in. I thought the Irish pasty would have been a stretch because he is not Irish, but I don't know. I wouldn't put it
was a
past
red herring. It was a red herring.
with a ginger herring.
A ginger. Oh, Julie, my hat is off to you.
Thank you. You know, I will take the crown back so that I can take this opportunity to tell you that Saturday at 8 p.m., the Knights of Prospect are also on 2MB Studios. So join them in their royal adventures. They're not getting my crown back.
Oh my goodness. Well, you know what? We have told you about the whole week of 2MB Studios. We want to thank 2MB Studios for having us. We are excited to be in our new home, and you can catch us here every third Sunday at 3 p.m. And we are so thrilled to be back with our loved ones. I want to bring back one of our dear, dear loved ones, Kat. Kat, thank you so much for being here.
Oh, thank you. As always, I've been working on the rest of it. I'm going to keep going.
Oh, yes, very quickly. There's Once Upon a Doodle tonight at 6 p.m. Do not miss it. You're going to keep eating that delicious parfait, which is truly a tribute to our present as well as our past.
I said, hey, yo, I really, really love mayo. Yo, hey, yo,
Fantastic
I
song.
love mayo. Hey, yo, Hey yo, I love mayo. Hey
Is this the
yo,
entire song?
hey yo,
Oh, it's 7 minutes long.
that mayo. It's so wonderful, it's so great. On my sandwich or just straight. The whole
Oh
world
no, the dog is crying.
is going
It's all right, Penny.
wild. Mayonnaise.
Yes. Oh, what a perfect day. Nothing
Said
could change.
hey yo, I really love mayo. No, this is not a phase. I will always
Is
love mayonnaise.
Mike. If so, Mike deserves a Grammy. And Dr.
Mayo.
Who else in this house
Really,
can think of
really
like
love
what
mayo. I said hey yo, I love mayo.
Yes, round of applause. Oh,
Warms my heart to hear that song, my theme song.
it is. And you know what? I think we've truly come out of our shell and we have emerged anew, away from the dark past of our dear friend, but sometimes tricksters, such as Charles Dickens and Bob Ross. And we are back here with our loved ones. Truly, what could be more of a blessing? Thank you so much for those of you in the chat.
This feels like a questionable segue, but I'll take the bait anyway and say thank you all for joining us. We will see you next month on the third Thursday of the month. In Thursday? That's not even a thing. We will see you next month on the third Sunday. In the meantime, take a break, get a snicky snack and maybe a giant drink, and stand by for Once Upon a Doodle at 6 p.m.
Hi. I'm Finger Puppet Bob Ross. And I'm just looking at a world of beauty. Do you want to paint some happy little trees with me? Come on. Let's paint.
Well, I guess the last thing to say would be that the theme for next month will be announced in a promo, which will come out on 2MB Studios. So if you're looking for what the next month's theme will be, you can follow two places. Are we going to make you follow two places? Yes, we are. Gwen and Julie comedy. The promo. I'm sorry, Penny. I'm sorry he came back. I'm sorry.
I'm just so glad my dog has good taste because my husband certainly doesn't.
And you can also check out the shows on 2MB Studios where they will occasionally air our promo. Well, thank you so much for all being here. We love you. Kat, we love you. We accept
Love you both.
and we endure Bob Ross.
Have a great day, everyone.